Faith, I just wanted to request a box because I'm usually in here, I'm very respectful in your lives, but your moderators muting people who have an opinion on a subject that you guys are talking about, who is personally experiencing it, is wild behavior. I don't have nothing against you. I actually live in the same state as you, and actually I was trying to help you whenever all those people were calling CPS on you for no reason, because I have resources to help you with that. But getting muted in your chat right now because I was voicing an opinion on something that my 16-year-old is currently going through, and that is a very touch and go subject on TikTok. And I firmly believe if more people would talk about mental health and lend a hand and offer that safe space to talk to somebody
at. Say so you can tell me, because I wasn't even looking at the comments. I was looking at Hydra.
To be honest with you, I don't know what comment would have got me muted. I mean, that's the only thing I said. I just said that I did say that, sending out pictures is not what typical people do when they're going through that. I mean, my kid didn't tell me that he was cutting himself. I had no clue, because you know why they say whenever you're going through depression like that and you do stuff,
you don't talk
most
about
people
it.
that cut themselves, they do it where it can't be seen, right? Like like my son did it on his legs, underneath his pants, up on his thighs, where you can't see it. I couldn't see it. I had no clue. My child is 16, and he came to me and asked for help. He's been in the mental hospital twice now, and mental health is a big thing. I mean, look how many people have unfortunately offed their self on live in front of thousands of people. And Faith, I know bits and pieces of your story. I'm not here to judge you because I don't know you like that. I don't know what's true and what's not true. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we all have to take accountability for what we've done wrong in life, right? Like, nobody on this app's perfect, and I don't care what anybody says to you, Faith. There's nobody that's perfect on this app. Everybody's made mistakes, and everybody's, fucked up or whatever. We're all adults. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if one of your mods just didn't like what I said, and if they didn't, I apologize. But this is a very prominent subject for me, just for the simple fact of I've walked this road myself. My kid is currently walking this road, and as a parent, Faith, it breaks my heart for anybody to even talk about you sending a picture like that, because to me that's an outcry for help. My son cutting himself is an outcry for help.
Honestly, I can't realistically, I'm gonna get very blunt and very real when I say this. Everything that I had access to at one point in my life was taken from me for good reason. I understand that.
Right.
So when I sent that to that person,
you expected them to keep that private, and for that was your simple cry for help. I understand that, Faith. And I also I understand where Hydro was coming from too, you know what I mean? Like, you think these people,
Hydro, and then I could see him visibly upset. I want him and other people to know, though, that, like, girl, if I would love to talk about this, but I don't want to get restricted.
Right. I mean, I've sent you a follow request on here. You can follow me, Faith. I'll give you my Snapchat. I don't have any issues. I live in Texas. I don't live far from you. I'm a parent that's currently going through this. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a parent's worst nightmare, Faith. And I can tell you without 100% certainty right now, Faith. Like, I'm not here to judge you. I don't know what you've done, what you haven't done. But as a parent who's currently going through this and witnessing these things and has been through it themselves, it's so heartbreaking, Faith. And I would hate for your parents to have to live through something like that.
I don't want them to live through it either. But
you know what I mean?
I want you guys to be aware, and I'm gonna choose my words wisely. But if there was a scenario in life where I knew that I would be able to just make the pain stop without getting injured more than I already am, I would.
Exactly. And that breaks my heart for you, Faith, because I feel that with my whole chest and my whole heart, because that's what, when the psych doctor asked my son why he was doing what he was doing, Faith, you know what his exact words were? I do it because it numbs the pain.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard that it is to hear that as a parent? That is such a hard thing to hear. And I think a lot of these people may not understand. They understand the why that you do it, but that's not that's not for anybody to understand the why. And people may think that it's foul, and I did say it was foul because, if you were doing it because for attention seeking,
I'm
that's one
not.
thing. But I feel
I'm
like
not.
a lot of people do things, Faith, for an outcry, and it gets overlooked as
It's
an
not
outcry.
attention. It's really not attention, I swear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But okay, so I'm trying to, I guess let me try to explain this the best way I can, because I promise you I was not trying to be rude in your chat. I was just literally chatting,
Oh, I
and I don't know
know.
why
I
I
know
got
you're
muted,
not
but
trying to be rude. I know that
it
because I experience it.
it's just one of those things of like, to me, I feel like, I don't know you, so I can't say it was an outcry for attention, right, Faith? If it
Yeah.
was an but if people have a perception of you, Faith, of you just doing things for attention, when you really are trying to make an actual outcry for help, Faith, they're gonna laugh at you,
They're
and they're
not going
gonna
to believe you. And
yeah,
that's fine if they don't believe me. But I sent it to a couple people that I was close with in my inner circle because I don't know what to do.
right. And I
Honestly,
understand that. I
no
get
matter
that
what I
100%. But
do,
I
a
also
mental hospital won't help with shit because guess what? They can't fix my fucking body. I'm in therapy intensively several
yeah, I
hours a
understand.
day, 3 days a week. A mental hospital ain't gonna do shit, bro.
I mean, even for my 16-year-old, he told me and begged me to come get him because he was like, "Mom, I just feel like this place it's not helping me." So I get what you're saying, Faith. I understand. I get it 100%. I just feel like a lot of the time that some of your supporters in your chat get muted for whack reasons. I mean, when they're just
Yeah,
voicing their opinion. Now,
because
some people are rude,
I guess
Faith.
that
They
I
are
guess
rude.
they want. I know they want to make sure that I don't see it, but I also welcome conversations like this
Yeah, like and
because
Faith, you do get people come at you constantly. I watch you. I watch the lives with Nicole and Mob and all them. I watch them, because I kind of like follow Nicole and Mob and them. And people are rude. Faith, they're foul as fuck and they're rude as fuck. I understand that 100%. But when you have people who are trying to have a genuine conversation in your comments and just trying to, hold a genuine conversation and comment on the topic, and I get the topic may be sensitive, but don't have an online discussion over such a sensitive topic if you're not going to allow your chat to participate.
I didn't.
No, not you.
I
I'm
just
talking about
came to
like in
Battle
general.
Hydro and he asked
And
me, and
and
that's how
Faith,
it
one thing
started.
I can say to you as an adult who's probably much older than you, I've been down, the fake friend road, and you think these people are your friends, and I've been down I've walked the same road that Hydro was talking to you about. But you can't divulge so much information to people. I know you may think they're your friends or
Yeah.
whatever, Faith, but in reality,
I want
are they
someone
really
to
your
not
friends?
fuck me
Because
over because I know I wouldn't do that to other people.
right, but at the same time, they went and spread your pain, your outcry, and they used it as content, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
it's so hurtful. It honestly is so fucking hurtful.
And I feel like a lot of people cling to you just for the simple fact, like I said, I've been watching you, but a lot of people cling to you, Faith, for the clout because they know, oh, I'm Faith Mod, I'm this, I'm that, I'm going to get the clout off of it. People are going to know who I am. But that's not fair to you either. You know what I mean? Like, I do feel like people use you for clout. I don't know. I mean, Hydro
Oh yeah,
has his own
there are
stuff. You know what I mean?
several, a
But
handful.
I
Quarter
think
of
Nicole
people.
does her best to protect you, and Nicole is a
Oh
down,
yeah, Nee's
one
like
down.
one of my best friends,
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say she's down for you. Like Nicole fights for you. Like she's in fight or flight mode when it comes to you. And I had a best friend like that, and unfortunately, she's no longer here. And when those people are gone, Faith, it is so hard to make friends, and it's so hard to find those real, genuine, authentic friendships. And I'm telling you, it is probably the hardest thing I've ever been through. It was almost like they say it's like when you break up with somebody or you get a divorce, but it's in the form of a friendship.
grief is hard.
It's so hard. It's very, very hard. And
It's
I couldn't
disgustingly hard.
imagine I couldn't imagine you hurting yourself over something on this app, Faith, because people are just so nasty to people on here.
The
I
thing
get
is,
where
like, I'm not even. Granted, even before TikTok, I felt like this. I've done it a couple times. I'll just say that. And the last time I did it, I was in a Florida hospital. I got Baker acted,
yeah.
and yeah,
But I don't care
So,
how much or how unlike somebody is, Faith, on this app, or how much somebody's done something to somebody else on this app. Nobody should ever feel that alone in this world. I don't care how much somebody says they hate you or they dislike you. Nobody in this world should ever feel that alone.
well, I just feel like everyone would rejoice, of like happiness,
Yeah.
especially the people that hate me immensely. So,
And I understand that. Like I said, I don't really know your story. I've kind of watched, I've kind of heard, you know, I don't even want to say his name because he'll appear. Like I've seen all that. I've heard all that story. You know, people feel like you've done them dirty, just like Hydro said. It's all about you trying to figure out how to turn your life around, Faith, like Nicole is trying to get you to do. But a big part of that is accountability. And I know and understand that some of that that's probably the hardest part of turning your life around when you've
yeah.
done so much, is
And
learning
like
to take
and like
accountability
it's
and be
really
accountable.
not now, because what people didn't and still don't understand is that unfortunately I believed something so strongly that couldn't happen, and it bled into reality, and it made it feel real.
Right.
It was
And
straight up delusion at that point, because I was like,
everybody,
I need to get out so bad.
yeah.
And I don't think people understood that. Like
And
where my
everybody's
head
story
was at.
is different, Faith. Everybody's story is different. No two self-harm stories are the same. If we were all the same, the world would be boring, Faith. It would be absolutely boring and pitiful. I do feel like you probably are still learning how to take full accountability for your actions, and you are trying to make strides to change, but how do you prove that to people that are just on the internet, you know?
You don't.
Yeah.
You can't prove, you can't please everybody.
No. See, and
Not
that's what,
everyone
like, I
will be
teach my
happy.
16-year-old, Faith, he's only 16, but I teach him that he needs to choose his words wisely every day, because at the end of the day, you don't know how close to the edge somebody is. You don't know how much of a piece of string they're still holding on to at the end of the day. Like, you don't know, right? Like, you never know
Yeah.
how close, and your words could be the last words that those people hear, and what you say could just push them completely over the edge.
All right, Kelsey, I have a question. If this is such a very sensitive topic to you, then why were you in Faith's comments saying what you were saying to Faith directly?
I just told Faith exactly what I said. First off, I did tell her that I said that I felt like that could have been for attention. But again, I just told Faith the same thing.
No, you didn't
Girl, I'm
say
a
if, you said
homegrown
did.
woman.
You said it was for attention.
Exactly,
ahead.
because when you're telling a story and you're listening to what she says, it comes off as attention, because they're saying
I've been around Faith for a very long time. I know Faith.
She sent it to multiple people, and this is Faith's story. So I requested a box. Faith is telling her story.
Yeah.
Now it's up to me to judge whether or not Faith is doing it for attention. And Faith, that I not just say that that it did seem like you were doing it for attention, but you're explaining
Yeah.
it differently.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get mad over
like,
people having opinions on a subject that you're having on a public
mad about
platform.
it, girl. I promise. And McMuffin, like, can we chill, please?
Faith, did you not
I
see what
love
she was
you.
writing in the comments to you?
Yeah, I saw.
That's very
Girl, I'm a
disgusting for
whole
her to
grown-ass
be
adult.
sensitive.
It's not.
But that's
It is a
disgusting.
sensitive
You're saying it's a
subject.
sensitive topic, but you're being disgusting.
How am I
That
being
makes sense.
disgusting by telling somebody that it sounds like they did something
Okay,
for attention,
Faith
little
has
girl?
issues. We all know that. Faith doesn't
And
feel loved. We get it.
You say you know Faith.
why
good
are you
for
saying that in the
But are you one of the
comments?
ones that sent this picture out to 15 million people that she confided in? Thank you. Anyways, Faith, like I said, I'm not trying to come up here and start no trouble with your things. I was just trying to figure out why I got muted. If that's what offended that lady, I'm sorry. But when somebody else is explaining the story, right, when Hydro was telling it, and then you're trying to gather the pieces to the story, it did seem like it was for attention, Faith, and I did say that, and I
Yeah.
admitted to that. But if
And
you're
no,
saying it was an outcry for help,
everyone
then,
has said that. And
you
it's
know,
not, everyone has their opinion, and everyone has said that. And I understand how some people can take it. I really do. It's not lost on me. But in terms of me, And my story and my truth, it's genuinely a cry for help because I don't have access to anything anymore. And sometimes I just want to numb and like not function.
I don't know who Tina is, but clearly people are just now coming in and hearing parts of it. I did apologize to Faith. I apologized to Faith when I came up in her box and said, "Faith, I'm sorry." And just like any grown adult would, there's three sides to every
Yeah.
story. So you're getting bits and pieces, and you're seeing clips of these things. So you're coming in, and Faith, I'm asking you your story. I'm asking you what your side of the story is, because there is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you probably know this yourself. There's a million clips of you all over TikTok. And a big part of it was this story. And actually, I was in a box the other day with somebody who, I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but they were in Megan's Live. And it was like Megan and Animal and all them in there. And somebody brought you up and they said that this whole thing was an outcry for attention and it was fake. So I kind of already had a smidge bit of people saying it was done for attention. And some girl got up in a box in there and went straight to bat for you. She said she calls you whenever things get out of hand on your life. I'm pretty sure. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
100%.
yeah, she definitely went to bat for you, and we were having a whole conversation.
I know.
Yeah, we were having a whole conversation about you in there too. And I mean, I don't think that anybody's outcry or story should be judged as fake, because you don't know what that person, the other person is really going through. And nobody can say that I'm not sensitive to it just because I said that it looked like it was an outcry for attention. I grabbed a box to find out your side of the story.
Yeah. And I know, and I appreciate that. And all I know is that everything in me doesn't want to be in the body that I'm in. That's all I know. And I have to be in it for the rest of my days, and it's not easy. It isn't for the weak. And I know it, most people with disabilities can shake it off at certain points, but when I get in a certain spot, I can't shake it. And it may look like I'm doing it for attention, but it's honestly, genuinely because I'm in pain.
Right. Yeah, and I get that. And again, I don't know if you're reading your comments or not, but I did apologize to Faith, and I'm not going to say it again. I did apologize to Faith. And yes, my son is going through it, but that's, again, none of your business. I was telling Faith that I do understand where she's coming from. And I'm sure her parents probably feel the same hurt and pain as any other parent feels in the world, hearing that their kid doesn't want to be alive anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that's not
like,
okay.
I wouldn't, like, what people don't understand is I felt this way since I was 12 years old. Like, this isn't new. Like, this isn't.
It sucks that you feel that way, Faith, because but I mean, it's hard for anybody. We don't understand that because we're not in, a wheelchair. We're able-bodied humans, so we don't feel or understand like how you feel, right?
I would be okay with being in a wheelchair. In a perfect world, I would be okay with being in a wheelchair if I was able to just be comfortable in my skin. And right now, I can't be that way because when I moved here 8 years ago, it ripped my soul out of me.
Right, like you got taken from what you've known pretty much your whole life, right? Because you came from California?
Yeah. Everything was gone in like 6 months.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, and where you're located out in Texas, I know there's not much
Waco.
there. You know what I mean? Yeah, Waco.
It's
There's
dead.
not much in Waco. If people don't know, Waco's pretty dead. I mean, you know what I mean? You have to travel like, 2 hours to get to Dallas, or wherever the case may be to be able to do things. So, I mean, I get it when you're kind of far away and there's not things to do, it sucks. I mean, I live out in the middle of nowhere too, so I get it. But it's just that it
Yeah.
it makes me sad, Faith, that you reached out to people trying to see what what you're telling me, because I have no reason not to believe you. I don't know you. That it was an outcry for
Like,
help,
I'm
and that somebody
literally,
took it upon
if it
themselves to
helps
like make a
anyone, like,
joke out
this
of
is
it.
so uncomfortable for me. And, like, I'm crying right now because I'm just like, I don't say this part of me on live. I mean, I have, but I've gotten a crap ton of hate for it, so I just keep it to myself now. And it makes me sad because I really love life. I want to live it to the best of my ability. I feel stuck because so I had a conversation with my mom this morning, and she said, well, you can go places if you made money. And I said, okay, well, if I presented you and Dad with $20,000, 10, 15, 20 grand, and I said, okay, Mom, I want to do something with just me and a caregiver, and I want to go to another country, and I want to get on a cruise and go for like a week and a half and do that.
Hmm.
The first thing that was said was, it's not safe.
And that's
Which I get.
it's a mom's intuition, right? Like that's a mom thing. I I hate the world we live in these days, Faith, because of how many nasty and untrustworthy people there are. Like my kid gets so frustrated with me because I'm a helicopter parent, and I don't even let him go outside. And it takes a lot for me to even let him go spend the night at somebody's house because of the shitty world we live in. So I understand where your mom's coming from in a sense, if that makes sense to you.
I mean, I do
Right.
too. I do too. If my child was disabled,
Right.
I
And
would
that's
feel
just
the
your
same
mom
way.
being a mom, Faith. That's not your mom trying to stop you from being living your life as an adult who's wheelchair bound. That's your mom being your protector and your provider,
I think I just have to separate the two because my
Right.
brain feels so independent. My body doesn't keep up.
And you are, just like Hydro
And
said, you are a very, very intelligent young lady, a very, very intelligent young lady. You are very intellectually, smart. You are
equipped,
super
yeah.
smart, and you're quick and witty. And I feel like you could change your platform around, Faith, and probably go places on this, because when you banter and you do whatever you do with Nicole, some of it is the funniest stuff ever. It's just
Yeah. And I
you.
know I used to be a completely different person. And the more I got pushed and the more I got poked, the more death threats that were sent. I didn't handle the situation well. I let emotions get the best of me, and I made poor choices. But do I
But do you?
blame
Can I ask you a
myself
question, like
for
an honest,
what's
genuine
up?
question, Faith? Like, do you regret
What's up?
anything that you've done to anybody, or what they say you've done to anybody on this app? Like, do you regret any
I
of it?
regret the doxing immensely. I regret the doxing immensely. I really do. And I will say that. The one thing that I struggle with the most is the whole money situation. Because the money situation, I struggle with that because truly, I fully, like 10 toes, believed that I could leave my house and be safe and get on a plane and go. Hell, if I had the choice and the chance, I would. I would bolt out of my house the next time. I would be sitting up in my chair and I would go as far as I could. But it's not safe.
Right.
It's not safe at all.
Yeah, and I think that's what your parents are, I don't think your parents are trying to prevent you from doing things as an adult, Faith. They're trying to make sure that you are safe and that you are protected at all costs and at all times, you know what I mean? And just like, and I hate to say this because I've worked in the medical field, but you can't trust everybody in the medical field either, Faith. How do your parents know that these
Oh,
people?
they want to treat you like a fucking
Right.
paycheck, dude.
Yeah, and that's in any job, Faith. It doesn't matter what kind of job it is, it realistically is a lot of these people are there for a paycheck. They don't care about the job in itself. It's just a paycheck to them. So, and sadly, that's the world we live in these days. And I get where your mom and them are coming from, with having random people in their house. And I understand you want a caregiver. I've kind of heard bits and pieces of these stories as well, where you would like to separate that in your mom and allow somebody.
Wait. Hold on. I need to address this comment. Caregivers are strangers? No, they're not. They're background checked. They do this for a living.
Can I make a
I may
comment
not
on that?
know them.
Just like it's just
What's up?
okay. So they say foster homes, right? People like CPS foster homes and stuff like that. Those people are supposed to be background checked as too, right? And I'm just using this as an example, right?
Mhm.
There's still people who slip through the cracks, Faith. There's people who figure out a way around the system and who are monsters who still are able to be a foster parent or whatever. And that's the same thing with people in the medical field, you know what I mean? Or who are caregivers. And it's, to you, it may not be a stranger, right? But to your parents, it is, because it's an unknown person, and you don't really know who they are, and they're coming in and out of your home. You know what I mean?
I mean, if I have fear like that, I wouldn't go outside at all. I don't have fear for that reason, because it'll cripple me.
Yeah, just like Kat
It'll
said,
cripple me.
disgusting. They're saying like people who work in nursing homes, they're raping elderly people. I mean,
Yeah.
The people are just so disgusting, and what are they like? You can have people who are in your face every day, who are your best friends, who are monsters behind, and just put on a facade,
Busy,
So that's
I understand that I get nervous around like uneven surfaces, but it's not that I don't like doing things. It's just I'm very afraid of getting more injured than I already am, especially because I told Kelsey, if I knew a way to make the pain stop and I could just close my eyes and be perfectly okay with that and not get hurt even more and just be a clean sweep and be done, I would. And I say that with the utmost kindness. So,
well, no, yeah, there's bad in everything. It doesn't matter what it is. There's bad in everything in the world. I mean, that's not, you can't live your life in fear, like Faith just said. I mean, you still have to, I still get up and go to work every day. We send our, as a parent, I fear every day sending my kid to school. And I don't think I've ever heard my parents say that when I was going to school. My parents never thought about, if they sent me to school, that it was going to be my last day, the last day they were ever going to see me. You know what I mean? So that's why I always say that we live in a very, very vastly different world than what it used to be. We used to be able to go outside and stay outside till the street lights were on, ride our bicycles, and have no worry in the world.
keep the
Now you
doors
can't even leave your
unlocked.
kid
Like,
outside.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't leave your kid outside for no longer than 5 or 10 minutes, So it just blows my mind. I just, like I said, Faith, I don't know your story. I've only seen what I've heard in clips, but I will say that this is my sole opinion. I feel like Nicole is somebody who fights through hell and high water for you, and she is such an impeccable friend and Mob as well. Just seeing how Mob interacts with you, I feel like those are your two solid rocks, Faith. And
Yeah, I know. And I talk to her every day. So
you should never feel Don't let these people make you feel so alone that you feel like you just don't have anybody, and don't let people just cling to you
Yeah,
just to cling
because
to you. Like, and
honestly, I don't want to burden anyone, and I sent it to one person. Well, not like one to three. One to three of my close friends, especially back home, and other people that I've been really close to over the past 6 years. I've been streaming, and I got burned. And you know what? All I know is that I'm trying to fight my own battles and fight my demons, along with being an empath and caring for everyone else. I mean, the amount of times that people come to me asking for help and I help them, and then people say I'm doing shit for attention, is crazy to me.
And like I said, I apologize for making the comment. If I offended the
No, I'm
other
not
lady,
talking
I
about you.
100%
I'm talking
apologize.
about everyone else.
You know what I mean? But I did say it, Faith, and I have no reason to lie to you. I don't know you. I did say that it did seem like you were doing it for attention, and you did it for attention. I did say that, but I did apologize, because that's what adults do. When you make a mistake and you realize, hey, I shouldn't have said that, you apologize. So I just want you to know that I
No,
am
it's
sorry.
okay.
I shouldn't have said it. And if I offended your mod, I'm absolutely sorry. But like I said, there's always three sides to every story, and coming up and talking to you, like, you're so calm. And I get when you get frustrated and you get amped up, it's because everybody's coming at you and there's like 15 people in the box. I don't know how you
Oh,
do it, to
hell
be
yeah.
honest with
I
you.
would never come at you sideways, but the minute you start screaming at me, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
No, I
Like,
really, as an adult with
anyone
anxiety,
that
or
starts screaming at me, I black out.
right. And I mean, you're old enough. I mean, you're an adult yourself. So I just don't know how you do it, because I have anxiety, and I don't know how you, it's sitting in a box of like 15 people screaming at you at once. I don't know how you do it.
I'm just a strong person. I've had to grow up a lot quicker than most.
Yeah. Yeah. And I pray that everything gets better for you, Faith. Like I said, I sent you a follow request. You can follow me back if you ever need somebody to talk to, or you just feel some kind of way. And even if it's just somebody to talk to help you out of the slump you're in, or whatever, Faith, feel free to send me a message. I don't ever want to see anybody feel so alone that they feel like they
don't want to.
You know what I mean?
I just tend to stay away from offers like that, because I don't want to get comfortable.
I get it.
Like, hey,
I get it 100%. I understand where you're coming from, Faith, but sometimes you gotta.
I just don't want.
I feel like a hypocrite. I guess I feel like I don't even know how to word it, but I feel like it's gonna be judged either way. But I mean, I really don't care. But sometimes you have to take the olive branches that are extended to you, and you have to feel people out and see if they're genuine or if they're fake, like you've been doing. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to have in-depth conversations with me. I'm just telling you that there's an olive branch extended.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to take you up on that, and I'll message you when I get off.
And absolutely, I mean, we can be platonic friends, Faith, and say, hey, and I can do check-ins on you and just be that friend that just says, hey, Faith, I hope you're doing good today. Hope you have a great day, whatever. I'm not here I ain't got a dog in any of these fucking fights on this app. I don't sit with nobody. I just watch and scroll and do whatever. It's for pure entertainment. Like I said, it just irks my nerves to see that so many people feel so alone in a world full of a million people, where we could all come together and be here for each other, but instead we're dragging each other and just being mean to each other. So, I mean, I tell everybody all the time, I don't care if I know you or I don't know you. If you feel that alone, my box is open. Just send me a message. Hit me up.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. Don't ever feel like you're a burden.
Reset because I have 2 restrictions.
Oh, goodness. Well, girl, it's nice talking to you. Like I said, I am so sorry. Once again, I did not mean to offend anybody in your chat, and I do apologize. Just like any other person did, I was listening to the story, and I took it as you were, it was attention seeking, but clearly it wasn't. You were trying to, you said it was an outcry for help.
I don't have any any way to make the pain stop. I mean, you
Right.
can only take so many meds, and you can only spill your guts to so many people, and then at the end of the day, you're just with yourself, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's
Well, like I said,
the
I
hardest thing.
apologize, Faith. I just wanted you to know that I do apologize. I apologize for my comment.
No,
And
you're
like I
good.
said, the olive branch is there if you ever feel like you need to talk and you feel like you just need a space to vent or whatever. My box is here, and that goes for anybody. If you ever feel that alone, please reach out to somebody, because I promise you, you're not as alone as you think you are,
Yeah.
for sure.
I love you guys. I'm gonna
But I
reset.
hope you have a
I'll
great
come
night,
back.
Faith.
You too. I'll see ya.
3 minutes until you're. Oh!